For decades, Roseanne, 1988 to 2018, captured the hearts of audiences with its sharp humor, working-class struggles, and unforgettable characters. Now, 36 years after the show first aired, fans still wonder, where is the cast in 2025? Some stars continued their Hollywood success, landing major roles in TV and film, while others stepped away from the spotlight to lead quieter lives. Sadly, a few beloved cast members have passed away, leaving behind cherished legacies. Join us as we take a look at what happened to the Roseanne cast, then and now. Glenn Quinn portrayed Mark Healy beginning in 1990, at the age of 20. Mark was a character marked by his rebellious nature, yet he had a heart of gold. His turbulent relationship with Becky Connor became a central part of his storyline, and his occasional clashes with the Connor family only made his moments of tenderness more poignant. Behind the scenes, Quinn faced a personal battle with drug addiction, which often overshadowed his bright career prospects. Though his talent was evident, and he had the potential for more prominent roles, Quinn struggled with his demons. Sadly, his life came to a tragic end on December 3, 2002, when he passed away from a heroin overdose at the young age of 32. His death was a painful reminder of the toll that addiction can take, cutting short the life of a gifted actor who had so much more to give. Fans and co-stars mourned the loss of a young man whose promising future was forever altered by his personal struggles.
Look, I can't do any all week. I got a lot of stuff to do at the new place.
Exactly. And that time and a half couldn't come at a better time, could it?
I'm sorry, Dan. Why don't you offer it to one of the other?
Shelley Winters portrayed Nana Mary starting in 1991, at the age of 71. Nana Mary was a firecracker of a character, outspoken, humorous, and always the voice of wisdom and tough love in the Connor family. However, Winters' personal life was far more complicated than her on-screen persona. She was married 3 times, each marriage ending in divorce, and she never fully recovered from the loss of her daughter in 1980. Winters was open about her depression and battles with alcohol, which added layers of pain to her later years. Her health declined over time, and she passed away on January 14, 2006, at the age of 85 from heart failure. Though she was widely respected for her acting talents, her life was marked by personal tragedies, leaving a bittersweet memory for those who knew her as both an actress and a person who struggled with immense emotional pain in her private life.
He needs to use the phone.
You're really sucking up that Chardonnay, Beverly.
It's my first glass, Mother, and quit treating me like a child.
First glass, my aching butt.
Martin Mull played Leon Karp starting in 1991, at the age of 48. Leon's character, with his sharp wit, sarcastic humor, and often absurd antics, brought a distinct dynamic to Roseanne, especially in his interactions with the Connors. While Mull's career flourished with comedic roles, his personal life was not as smooth. He never remarried after a failed marriage and chose to remain childless, often speaking about the challenges of maintaining personal relationships while being a public figure. Despite his comedic success, Mull battled with deep loneliness in his later years. His health also began to decline, and he struggled with various long-term illnesses. His death on June 27, 2024, at the age of 80, was the result of a lengthy battle with illness. Mull's passing highlighted the tragic reality of the toll that age and illness can take, leaving behind a legacy of humor that was tinged with the sadness of his private struggles.
Roseanne out with my people, huh? That should prove quite entertaining.
Why?
Well, how can I put this delicately?
Fred Willard portrayed Scott on Roseanne starting in 1995, at the age of 62. Scott was quirky and lovable, adding a unique flair to the show with his lighthearted charm and offbeat humor. In real life, however, Fred Willard's personal journey was much more somber. While his professional career continued to thrive, he faced great sorrow in his personal life, particularly after the passing of his beloved wife, Mary, in 2018. Their marriage had been a stable and loving one for over 5 decades, and her death left Willard devastated and increasingly isolated. Though he remained active in his career, the loss of his partner in life took an emotional toll on him. Willard passed away on May 15, 2020, at the age of 86, from natural causes. His death left the world of comedy in mourning, as his witty and lighthearted presence would no longer grace the screen, and fans reflected on the sadness that had permeated his final years.
Tables in college, I could tell you stories that'd curl. Hello, Mrs. Sloan. Hi, this is Scott. I'm the desk clerk at the Come and Go Motel over in Elgin.
Phil Leeds, who took on the role of Grandmama Lily in Roseanne in 1993 at the age of 77, brought a humorous and eccentric touch to the series. His character was endearing yet odd, adding a unique flavor to the Connor family dynamic. In real life, however, Leeds faced considerable personal hardship. His career in Hollywood spanned decades, but his private life was much less fulfilling. Leeds was married once, but he often found himself in solitude as his health deteriorated in his later years. His career provided him with recognition, but his personal relationships were never truly stable, and he struggled with isolation after the passing of close friends. Leeds died on August 16, 1998, at 82, from pneumonia, after years of declining health. His death marked the end of a distinguished career, but it was also a tragic reminder of how loneliness had cast a shadow over his final years.
A little hard of hearing.
Oh, I'm having a lovely time. Your house is simply...
Ned Beatty, who portrayed Ed Connor on Roseanne in 1989 at the age of 52, brought a unique blend of strength and tenderness to the character. Ed was a stern yet deeply caring father who struggled with his role as a parent, which mirrored Beatty's own life in many ways. Beatty's personal life was marked by a series of troubled marriages. He was married 4 times, with each union ending in divorce. He had 8 children, but his family life was often strained, and he struggled with loneliness in his later years. Despite his professional success, including iconic roles in films like Deliverance and Network, Beatty battled depression and health problems in his final years. He passed away on June 13, 2021, at the age of 83, from natural causes. His death left behind a legacy of remarkable performances, but his personal life remained marred by the difficulties of maintaining personal happiness.
Bev, Jackie, gorgeous. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing fine, you great big hunk of charm.
Where are the kids?
Well, DJ's out in the garage.
Jim Varney, who played Prince Carlos in Roseanne in 1996 at the age of 47, was known for his slapstick comedy, especially his role as Ernest. His portrayal of the charming and humorous Prince Carlos was a refreshing change from his usual roles. However, behind the scenes, Varney's life was filled with turmoil. He struggled with chronic pain and became dependent on prescription drugs, which took a toll on his health and personal relationships. Despite his fame, Varney's personal life was marked by brief and troubled marriages, leaving him with a sense of loneliness. In 1998, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and his battle with the disease was a painful and public struggle. Jim Varney passed away on February 10, 2000, at the age of 50, from complications related to lung cancer. His death was a heartbreaking end to a career that, while beloved by many, was marked by deep personal challenges.
Pick the numbers.
The more I watch, the more beautiful she becomes. I must meet her.
Oh, her name is Jackie Harris. She's divorced.
John Randolph, who portrayed Al Harris in Roseanne in 1989 at the age of 74, brought a sense of calm and wisdom to the show as the stabilizing force in the Connor family. His character was the epitome of fatherly advice and gentle support, but in his personal life, Randolph faced struggles that were far less serene. He had a series of marriages that were strained, and despite his decades-long career in Hollywood, his personal life was often overshadowed by conflict and unhappiness. Randolph's relationships with his children were complicated, and he became more isolated as he aged. As he dealt with declining health, his emotional well-being was deeply affected. John Randolph passed away on February 24, 2004, at the age of 88, from natural causes. While he left a rich legacy of television and film work, his final years were marked by solitude and health issues that clouded the later part of his life.
Hi. What are you guys
we got up this morning, and I said to your mother, what do you want to do? And as usual, she had no opinion.
Kathryn Joosten took on the role of Carol, a dance class member, in Roseanne in 1996 when she was 57. Carol brought lightness and joy to the show, making viewers laugh with her playful character. However, behind her bright performances was a life filled with profound pain and loss. Kathryn's career had its own rocky path, with frequent struggles and setbacks before she found more stable work in television, especially in later years. Personal life turmoil was a recurring theme for Kathryn. She had been married and divorced twice, but the pain of raising children alone while navigating through tumultuous marriages left deep scars. Kathryn's later years were haunted by the diagnosis of lung cancer, a battle she fought with grace despite the toll it took on her body. She died on June 2, 2012, at the age of 72 from lung cancer, leaving behind a legacy of strong performances and heartbreaking personal losses.
Of course I'm flirting with her. Do you know why? It's because it makes you girls jealous. And when you get jealous, your passions come out and you dance like tigresses.
Red Buttons portrayed Jake in a single episode of Roseanne in 1993 at the age of 74, playing a character who brought humor and a sense of fun to the scene. Jake, despite his limited screen time, left a lasting mark on the show with his witty remarks and charm. Red Button's career was full of ups and downs as he navigated through a series of roles both in film and television, earning accolades and recognition for his acting. However, his personal life was marked by a series of struggles. He married actress Alicia Howard in 1947, and they had a tumultuous relationship, leading to their eventual separation. Red Buttons had a daughter, but the family life was far from harmonious. His later years were overshadowed by solitude and his health battles. In 2006, Red Buttons passed away at 87 due to vascular disease, having endured a long period of deteriorating health.
I had quite enough shocking on the drive over.
Oh, Beverly, don't stop me if you heard this one before. Did you read about the lady who was so...
Kathleen Freeman, who played Edna in Roseanne in 1996 at the age of 77, was a beloved character known for her sharp wit and uncompromising demeanor. Edna provided the show with much-needed comic relief, but Kathleen's personal life was anything but lighthearted. She had endured a long career in Hollywood, battling ageism and struggling to secure consistent roles, despite her undeniable talent. Kathleen's personal life was marred by tragedy as well. She faced multiple failed relationships and was often isolated, with few remaining family ties. Her health issues began to worsen in the late 1990s, and she fought a quiet battle with lung cancer, which ultimately claimed her life on August 23, 2001, at the age of 82. Kathleen Freeman's death was a somber end to a career that had provided joy to so many. Her story is one of resilience amidst constant adversity, but ultimately, her struggles were too much to overcome.
There we go.
Aren't you forgetting something, Al?
What, dear?
Oh, he'd lose his head if it wasn't spiked onto his neck.
Roseanne Barr starred as Roseanne Connor starting in 1988 at the age of 36. Roseanne Connor was a loud, opinionated matriarch, navigating the highs and lows of family life with humor and resilience, often providing a mirror to working-class America. However, Barr's real life mirrored the chaos of her character. Her first marriage to Bill Pentland ended in 1990, with 3 children in tow, and her second marriage to Tom Arnold became notorious for its public turmoil. Their tumultuous relationship, filled with fights and emotional instability, eventually ended in divorce. Barr also battled severe mental health issues, including bipolar disorder, which she openly discussed. Her struggles with substance abuse, erratic behavior, and controversies, like her infamous 1990 national anthem performance, tarnished her career. Despite a few comebacks, Barr's personal and professional life remained marked by scandal. In 2025, at 72, she lives a quieter life on her ranch in Hawaii, distanced from the public eye.
Over here to look at that washer and dryer and they see our company still laying here.
Right, blame me. I invited the guy in the house in the first place.
Laurie Metcalf portrayed Jackie Harris starting in 1988 at the age of 33. Jackie was Roseanne's quirky, yet often neurotic, sister, providing a comedic balance to the show's more serious moments. In real life, Metcalf's personal struggles were far more complex. Her first marriage to actor Jeff Perry ended in divorce, leaving Metcalf with emotional scars and a deep sense of failure. The couple had a daughter, but the instability of her marriage and the pressures of her growing career led to a broken family dynamic. Metcalf later entered into other relationships, but none were without their challenges. Despite a successful career, which included accolades for her performances in Roseanne and The Big Bang Theory, she struggled with loneliness and guilt over her past. In 2025, now 69, Metcalf continues acting, but her personal life remains marked by the echoes of past heartbreak. She has largely kept her private life away from the public, still haunted by the unresolved emotional pain from her past relationships.
The best room in your house?
Yeah, 'cause Mom and Dad aren't in it. This is our only sanctuary from them.
Well, don't count on it. She'll figure out some way to get.
Jeff Corey played a brief yet unforgettable role as a salesman in Roseanne in 1989 at the age of 75. The character's charm and persuasion were what made him stand out, yet his personal life was anything but smooth. A seasoned actor with a rich history in both theater and film, Jeff Corey's career hit a major roadblock during the McCarthy era, when he was blacklisted from Hollywood for his alleged communist sympathies. Despite his return to acting later, the scar of being ostracized by the industry never fully healed. His personal life mirrored his professional turmoil. He had a failed marriage and had difficulties maintaining long-term relationships, often burdened by the lingering effects of his past. In his later years, Jeff Corey faced the devastation of a debilitating fall, which ultimately led to complications that took his life on August 16, 2002, at the age of 88.
Just like a moment of your time.
I already been saved.
But not from dirt.
Yeah, well, who's in the...
John Goodman played Dan Connor starting in 1988 at the age of 36. Dan Connor was the reliable and caring father figure in the Connor family, always providing emotional support to his wife and children. Goodman's own life, however, was marked by years of struggle with alcoholism. His addiction took a toll on his marriage to Annabeth, whom he married in 1989. Despite their attempts to maintain their family life, the pressures of Goodman's substance abuse caused strain, and it wasn't until the early 2000s that he sought help. His struggle with weight gain and declining health served as a physical reminder of his difficult years. Goodman's personal demons led to professional instability, with several roles slipping away. Still, his acting career rebounded, and he was able to rebuild some stability. In 2025, Goodman, now 72, has been sober for many years, but continues to deal with the consequences of his past battles.
Oh, I'm sure Mom and Dad don't want to sleep on any cots. What did we do last time?
Last time? Completely blocked it out of my mind.
Sara Gilbert portrayed Darlene Connor starting in 1988 at the age of 13. Darlene's dry wit and artistic temperament made her an iconic middle child, struggling with family dynamics and her own sense of identity. Off-screen, Sara's life mirrored Darlene's complexity, grappling with personal struggles in her early years. She publicly came out as a lesbian in 2010, a decision that brought both acceptance and difficulties. Sara's relationship with Allison Adler, whom she married in 2001 and with whom she shares 2 children, ended in divorce after 10 years, leading to a public battle with balancing work, motherhood, and her own emotions. She later had a complicated relationship with musician Linda Perry, which also ended. Beyond her career as an actress and talk show host on The Talk, Sara's personal life has been marked by self-discovery and emotional challenges. As of 2025, at the age of 49, Sara is still actively working in the industry.
Why can't she just take it out on someone else?
Don't worry, she will.
Michael Fishman began portraying DJ Connor in 1988 at just 7 years old. As the youngest member of the Connor family, DJ often provided innocence and mischief, yet Fishman's childhood wasn't as carefree as his characters. The pressures of growing up in the public eye weighed heavily on him, and his parents' divorce during his teenage years only added to the emotional strain. Fishman struggled with depression, substance abuse, and a deep sense of insecurity as he transitioned from child star to adult actor. These battles led him to retreat from acting for a time, as he sought stability in his personal life. Despite his attempts to return to Hollywood, he faced ongoing struggles with his public image and personal demons. By 2025, now 43, Fishman has made limited returns to acting and is also involved in producing, but his past struggles with addiction and emotional trauma continue to affect him.
Now, what would it take to keep you quiet about this?
You're trying to buy me off?
Darlene's birthday's coming up. You could probably use,
Johnny Galecki began portraying David Healy in 1992, at the age of 17. David was sensitive, creative, and often portrayed as the supportive yet emotionally affected boyfriend of Darlene Connor. In real life, Johnny's personal journey reflected much of the emotional weight his character carried. Despite the success of his career, particularly with The Big Bang Theory, Johnny was often a victim of his own internal battles. His high-profile breakup with Kaylee Cuoco, coupled with his struggles with depression, painted a picture of someone who had everything on the surface, but faced emotional turmoil behind closed doors. Johnny also dealt with the pressures of living in the public eye and the toll it took on his personal relationships. While his career continued to flourish, Johnny's emotional well-being remained a challenge, with periods of uncertainty and difficulty. At 49 years old in 2025, Johnny is still a prominent figure in the entertainment world.
Okay, son, you do that. David, I'm going to need your help here.
Doing what?
Making out DJ's baby book.
Mr. Connor.
Hey, it was 1980.
Alicia Goranson played Becky Connor starting in 1988 at the age of 14. As the Connor family's eldest daughter, Becky was often thrust into the turmoil of the household, facing typical teenage struggles, relationships, and an ongoing search for meaning in her life. Alicia's real-life journey was far from simple. After leaving Roseanne to attend college, she battled with body image issues and self-esteem, which only intensified as she grew older. Her first marriage to actor Timothy Busfield ended in divorce, and the pain was compounded when her father passed away in 2014, a loss that deeply affected her. Alicia continued to face emotional challenges in her career, but also found resilience, participating in both film and stage productions. Now 50 years old in 2025, Alicia continues to work in Hollywood, though the emotional hurdles of her earlier years, particularly the grief of losing her father and the complexities of her identity.
He's not exactly the greatest conversationalist.
Maybe that's your fault. I mean, when he speaks, you should try rewarding him with little treats.
Natalie West portrayed Crystal Anderson Connor starting in 1988 at the age of 32. Crystal, a warm-hearted and often naive character, became a loyal friend to Roseanne Connor, but her personal life was far more complicated. Natalie faced deep personal struggles, including a turbulent marriage to a man battling addiction, which affected her emotionally and mentally. In addition, the loss of her father in the mid-2010s compounded the pain she had already been carrying. Though Crystal's character remained optimistic, Natalie's real-life journey was filled with emotional scars as she worked through personal losses and the weight of her family's difficulties. After stepping back from Hollywood, Natalie focused on her personal life, but the scars of her past, much like Crystal's, remained with her. Now 68 years old in 2025, Natalie has remained out of the public eye, living a more private life, but her emotional struggles and the hardships of her past continue to shape her today.
It's a shame you keep it hidden by all that extra weight.
Roseanne doesn't have to worry about keeping slim. Dan's crazy about her no matter how she looks.
Estelle Parsons, who joined Roseanne in 1989 at the age of 62, brought the character of Beverly Harris to life. Beverly was an overbearing, judgmental figure, causing tension within the Connor family, particularly with her daughters Roseanne and Jackie. Parsons' portrayal of this complex, flawed character was met with both acclaim and an unsettling recognition of her own troubled past. Her personal life, much like her role, was marked by hardship. She married twice, but both unions ended in divorce, leaving her with feelings of deep loneliness and regret. Further pain came when she lost her brother to illness, a blow that took a toll on her emotionally. Despite her professional success and recognition in theater and film, Parsons found peace elusive. As of 2025, she is 97 years old, a respected figure in the entertainment world, but her life has been marked by an ongoing struggle with personal heartache.
Isn't that funny?
What are the odds?
So this is what it's like to be a modern woman?
Sara Chalke began playing Becky Connor-Healy in Roseanne in 1993 at the age of 17, portraying the eldest Connor daughter who navigated the chaotic world of adolescence, relationships, and family dynamics. Becky was a character full of complexity, often balancing humor with moments of deep emotional conflict, reflecting the struggles many young adults face. In real life, Sara's journey was marred by significant personal challenges. Her engagement to actor Tom Arnold ended in a public breakup, a heart-wrenching experience that made headlines. She also faced the devastating loss of her mother to cancer, a blow that left lasting scars. Despite these personal tragedies, Sara found solace in her career and built a family of her own. Now 48 years old in 2025, Sara lives a more private life, focusing on her family while continuing her acting career. However, the emotional turmoil of her earlier years is something she continues to grapple with.
What about your father?
Roseanne!
This is great. So, everyone knows that my husband finds me repulsive.
Oh, Becky.
Michael O'Keefe, who played Fred in Roseanne starting in 1993 at the age of 38, portrayed the kind and patient husband to Jackie Connor, though often caught in the crossfire of family drama. Fred's characters seemed to take the emotional brunt of many situations, but O'Keefe's real life was filled with far more difficult struggles. His marriage to actress Camille Saviola ended in divorce, which was a major personal blow, and he experienced significant health issues, including a stroke in the early 2000s that left him physically and emotionally scarred. Despite these challenges, O'Keefe continued to work in the industry, but the toll on his personal life and health was undeniable. Now 69 years old in 2025, O'Keefe leads a much quieter life, having distanced himself from the public eye. The emotional and physical struggles of his past continue to define his existence, even as he remains a figure in the entertainment world.
Still want to marry into this family?
Tonight's the night.
Oh my God, it's a ring.
It's the coolest box, isn't it?
Sandra Bernhard joined Roseanne in 1991 at the age of 36, portraying Nancy Bartlett, a bold, outspoken character who brought a unique flair to the show. Her character's unapologetic attitude and willingness to embrace her own identity resonated with many viewers, but Bernhard's real life told a different story of personal turmoil. After her marriage ended in divorce, Bernhard's life was marked by emotional struggles, including anxiety, depression, and a deep sense of loneliness. Her personal relationships were often marked by turbulence, and the loss of several close friends deeply affected her. Despite these hardships, Bernhard channeled her pain into her work, using humor and creativity as an outlet for her emotions. As of 2025, Bernhard is 69 years old, living a quieter life away from the spotlight, though she continues to grapple with the emotional scars left by her turbulent personal experiences.
You just don't get how it works. Please don't label me. I am a people person.
Tom Arnold played Arnie Thomas starting in 1989 at 30, bringing chaotic energy and humor to the show with his portrayal of Roseanne's on-and-off-again love interest. Arnie's comedic, yet troubled personality mirrored Arnold's own life. The early years of his career were filled with promise, especially after marrying Roseanne Barr, but the relationship quickly soured, and their marriage became a highly publicized disaster. Arnold's battle with addiction, combined with his struggles to rebuild his image after the divorce, overshadowed his career. His personal and professional life was marked by continual setbacks, and he found himself battling depression and loneliness. Arnold's subsequent marriages also ended in failure, leaving him emotionally scarred. By 2025, at 65, Arnold has found some stability, but his career and personal life remain a reflection of his past turmoil, still haunted by his destructive decisions and missed opportunities.
We could have gone last night, but we didn't go because you said you could get better tickets tonight.
I can get us front row tickets tonight, Dan, but it won't be much fun without Wayne there, will it?
Okay, so we don't see...
James Pickens Jr. portrayed Chuck Mitchell starting in 1990 at the age of 36. Chuck was a close friend to Dan Connor and a steady, humorous presence in Roseanne, often providing comic relief in tough situations. While Pickens' role in Roseanne garnered recognition, his career afterward didn't reach the heights many expected. His post-show roles were sporadic, and he struggled to secure leading parts. In his personal life, Pickens' marriage to Gina Taylor was rocky, marred by infidelity and emotional strain, leading to an eventual divorce. The aftermath of this relationship caused Pickens significant heartache, and he later admitted to battling mental health struggles. Despite being a well-respected actor, Pickens faced financial hardship at times, making it even harder to overcome the emotional toll of his personal life. By 2025, at 70, he remains active but largely under the radar, reflecting on a career filled with unfulfilled promises and the painful lessons of his past.
Maybe you should introduce them.
I don't know, Roger. I don't think you're her type.
Guys, please.
Bonnie Bramlett portrayed Bonnie Watkins starting in 1991 at 47, bringing a warmth and musical touch to Roseanne. As a talented singer with a storied career in the music industry, Bonnie's character brought a refreshing dose of entertainment to the show. However, her personal life was marked by disappointment. Her marriage to Delaney Bramlett ended in a painful divorce, and despite her musical success, she struggled to regain the recognition she once had. Bonnie faced depression, health issues, and financial instability, which took a significant toll on her well-being. Her second marriage also ended in separation, and she found herself increasingly isolated from family and friends. By 2025, at 80, Bonnie lives a quiet life, far removed from the fame she once enjoyed. Her years of unfulfilled dreams and emotional pain have left her feeling disconnected, even as she continues to grapple with the emotional scars of her past.
And evaluate our employees.
That doesn't mean I have to take a lie detector test, does it? I mean, because every time I take one of them, I get fired.
George Clooney played Booker Brooks starting in 1988 at the age of 27. Booker was a charming, flirtatious handyman who brought humor and a touch of romance to the show. Clooney's career skyrocketed, but his personal life was far more complicated. His first marriage to actress Talia Balsam ended in a painful divorce after just 4 years, leaving Clooney jaded about love and commitment. He spent years avoiding serious relationships, fearing emotional attachment. While he found later happiness with Mull Clooney, their relationship came after years of loneliness and emotional baggage. Despite his success in films like Ocean's 11 and Gravity, Clooney continues to reflect on how the pain of his early experiences shaped his view of love and happiness. Now 63 in 2025, he lives a more grounded life with his wife and children, though the shadows of his past still follow him, reminding him of his long struggle with emotional connection.
See, I'm just trying to improve employee management relations.
Nice save, Booker.
Adilah Barnes portrayed Anne-Marie Mitchell starting in 1990 at 39, a warm and resilient friend to Roseanne. While her character was a steady and supportive figure on the show, Barnes' personal life was marked by a series of hardships. Despite her undeniable talent, her career never gained the traction she deserved, leaving her in the shadows of Hollywood. Her marriages were troubled and eventually led to divorce, and Barnes struggled with a strained relationship with her children. Her later years brought on health issues that further isolated her, both physically and emotionally. The weight of unfulfilled potential and personal losses created a deep sense of loneliness for Barnes, and she often spoke about the emotional toll these years took on her. By 2025, at 73, Barnes remains reclusive, reflecting on the years she spent trying to find stability, only to face continued adversity, both professionally and personally.
My daughter sent me from Oregon.
It's real pretty. Wonderful. Now, she remembered Mother's Day, and she's all the way in Oregon.
Emma Kenney began playing Harris Connor Healy in 2018 at the age of 19. Harris was a rebellious, independent, and bold character who frequently challenged the norms within her family. However, Kenney's real life was fraught with personal struggles. The pressures of fame, especially at a young age, weighed heavily on her, leaving her feeling isolated and grappling with body image issues. Her growing fame on Roseanne came with increasing anxiety as Kenney battled feelings of inadequacy and struggled to maintain normal relationships outside the industry. Her family life was also strained as they navigated her rise to stardom, which only added to her emotional challenges. Seeking therapy to manage her mental health, including depression and anxiety, Kenney faced years of internal conflict and pressure. By 2025, at 25, Kenney has distanced herself from the public eye, focusing on her mental health while continuing to act. Though she's found some peace, the struggles of her younger years in Hollywood continue to shape her journey.
Whoa, you didn't tell me you were going out. I need you to watch Mark. I've got a job interview today.
Come on, I made plans with my one potential friend.
I'm sorry, Harris, but I gotta...
Tag me in.
John McConnell portrayed Bob in 1994 at the age of 36. Bob was a quirky, sweet, and endearing character who added a unique flavor to the show, often delivering moments of comic relief. However, McConnell's real life was filled with personal and professional turmoil. His marriage fell apart after years of emotional neglect, and the ensuing divorce left him deeply heartbroken and disconnected. Struggling with alcohol, McConnell turned to substance abuse as a coping mechanism, which only further complicated his career. Once a rising actor, his personal demons caused his career to falter, and he found himself falling out of the spotlight. In 2025, now 66, McConnell lives a quiet, solitary life, still haunted by the mistakes of his past. He has never fully recovered from the pain of his broken marriage and the loss of his career, living with the weight of regret and the loneliness that followed him for decades.
They didn't have a ball, so they used a human head.
Come on.
No, that's true. And they played for weeks till everybody...
Ames McNamara portrayed Mark Connor Healy starting in 2018 at the age of 11. Mark was a sensitive, thoughtful, and intelligent character who struggled with complex emotions and self-identity. McNamara's real-life experiences mirrored those of his character as he faced the intense pressure of being a young actor while grappling with issues of self-worth. The harsh realities of Hollywood, including bullying and growing up under public scrutiny, contributed to McNamara's struggles with anxiety and depression. Despite his early success, he often felt out of place and isolated, which led him to seek therapy from a young age to manage his mental health. By 2025, now 17, McNamara remains active in acting but has taken steps back from the limelight to focus on his well-being. Though he has a promising future ahead, the emotional toll of growing up in the industry has shaped him deeply, and he continues to deal with the challenges of balancing fame with personal growth and mental health.
Clothes.
This just feels like me. I like colors that pop. It's more creative.
Well, your mom's creative, so I get that.
Who is your favorite character from Roseanne? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.